Good morning, there's me. It's Thursday. I'm heading to Bandelier National Monument. I'm going to go get some food for lunch, and then I'm going to go in this little hardware store here. So I need to find a solution for my power bank because it doesn't charge the way that the Jackery does with just like a little input. It only charges from the red and black like outlet like I have for the solar panels, and it only charges the cord is really small, so I have to have it on the front seat. So I don't know what I'll do. Let me go in here. I've never been in here, but my friend likes this store, so maybe they have some storage solutions or something. This is just oh, there we go. There's plastic stuff. I don't know. I need to build something. I think that's what I need to do. I'm at Bandelier. Let me see. It should be free. Anybody's there? Nobody's there. To pay entrance fee, proceed to the visitor center. That's what it says right there. Okay. I love this. Oh my God. Let me get my card. I have my America the Beautiful card. Thankfully, I have the original version. If you know what I mean. If you know, you know. You know. But anyway, okay, so let's go on to the visitor center. I've got another 8 minutes, 3.5 miles. This is fantastic. Oh my God. I might actually be the only one here. So they have the Juniper Campground is up here. Visitor center for Hermosa Canyon. This is great. So this is a national monument, but your national park pass gets you in. This is beautiful. What a really beautiful drive it is as well. You go through White Rock, which is near like Los Alamos, which is where like they do all the nuclear bomb development, you know, Oppenheimer and all that. And I did a video on going to Los Alamos when I went to the Oppenheimer Museum and kind of checked out the town and stuff. They're really good couple museums they have there if you just want to learn how bad humans have been in the world, like what not to do in the future. But yeah, I mean, the whole development of all of the atomic energy out here. But yeah, I mean, other than that, the drive is beautiful. There's a lot of geology and like National Geological Society kind of service, rather, like research stations. So I can't speak English. So there's a lot of like National Geological Survey research stations out here as well. A lot of things about like, you know, the nuclear stuff as well. And then let's see here, what am I doing? I don't know. Things are happening. So I'm getting all these notifications. For some reason I have cell reception in this national park. But anyway, I love Bandelier. This is my 5th time coming here. I think I've done 2 videos, maybe 1 video on it, but I've camped, I did 2 videos, so I camped the 2nd time. And I've been out here 2 other times, so this is my 5th time. And it's just absolutely beautiful. And I'm just so devastated. The whole ski valley, which I can see over there, is completely devoid of snow. All the snow's gone. I thought there'd be snow over here. It's beautiful when there is, but there isn't. So it's 59 degrees. It feels really hot right now, but it's just because we're at like 9,000 feet. There's all these little observation towers. There's tons and tons and tons of hiking trails out here. So many hiking trails. Very dog friendly, but your dog has to be on a leash, 6 feet or less. Okay, this is not an open area for you to let your dog run around. But you can take your dogs on the trails, which most national parks, national monuments, you can't bring your dog, but out here you can. Just make sure your dog is on a leash. But yeah, so I did this whole big circle around. I just came from over in that area. And this is great. I don't know about the mountain biking. It looks a little prickly out here. But it's very, very beautiful. I just saw a guy on a mountain bike going the other direction. I'm like, why are you going uphill? I don't go uphill. I'm a downhill mountain biker. So there's that. Okay, now I'm going to slow down to 25 miles an hour. So I'm in the Bandelier National Monument. Nobody was at the entrance, so you just got to check in at the visitor center, which I've done every time I've come here. There's never been anybody at that entrance. I think it's just not busy enough. There's also a scenic overlook in half a kilometer, 500 feet. I mean, the whole drive is one scenic overlook. I don't think you need to stop and park like this dude. It's very, very beautiful though. But yeah, that one is Bandelier for Hermosa Canyon overlook. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is all BLM out here, mostly, except a fenced-in research station. But I think I think you can only camp inside the park. I don't think you can stay in like the laybys or the trailheads or anything. But yeah, I mean, if you stay at the Juniper campsite, really nice campsite. I paid for my spot, and because I have the disabled access pass, I get half off campsite, so it's only $6. Oh, this is really pretty. Okay, you got to see this now. Hang on. All right, so I'm going to take you on the drive here. No stopping on this part of the road, but there is an overlook coming up. But yeah, so what was it? Oh, is that pretty? Yeah, so I paid for my campsite, and it was first come, first served. You basically go and look for the empty campsite, and then you go back to the pay booth and pay on the little like pay slip or the QR code or whatever it was. And there were these two like $300,000 sprinters in my spot. And I told them, and I said, look, this spot was open according to little, you know, like ticket booth. And so they were trying to basically squat. And so I told them, get out of my spot, get off my lawn, get out of my spot. And then they moved to another spot, and then the same thing happened. Like, I heard this argument a little bit later, and the people that paid for that other spot kicked them out, and they just didn't want to pay. I'm like, dude, you're driving $600,000 worth of sprinters. You can afford $6. If you had paid, you would have had somewhere to stay. The next morning, I leave, because I had done Bandolier that day, and I was leaving the next morning, and I saw them parked in the lay-by that I just passed coming up. So I'm like, don't be that person. Like, don't squat. That happened at Glacier National Park. This girl that kind of smelled kind of funky. She was in a red van. She was like 20 something years old. And she's like, yeah, she had Starlink. And I was like, oh, do you mind if I borrow your Starlink? Because I need to get my trail map for tomorrow. And we were talking and stuff. And she goes, I said, oh yeah, like, you know, I'm so glad that I lucked out and found, you know, a campsite. And she's like, I said, you know, did you book yours, you know, earlier? Because I booked mine last minute, happened to get one, and it was full. Everything else was full. She goes, oh, I don't pay for campsites. I just go and park. And then if somebody shows up and it's their campsite, I just ask if I can just stay with them. And I said, what's wrong with you? Like, no. Okay, this is so cool. Okay, so enough of me yelling about, like, cheap ass people. Okay, so I'm going to go park. I don't know which way the sun's going. Okay, so now when I came here originally, and when I come here the other times, things have been closed. This is the park store. Hopefully it's open, because I've never been in the park store. I've never been in the cafe, and I have been in the visitor center, but I went here during COVID for the first time. So I think I'm just going to kind of spend the day here. It's only 10 a.m., 10:15, and thankfully there's no shuttle that you have to take to go to the to get to this parking lot. But this is the end of it. Like, there's no more road. After this, you just, you know, go through everything. I'm going to go park on the other side where I'm in the sun. I don't have the bikes, which is good. That's very helpful, but I think the sun is better on the other side. And I'm going to park right up here. I think I'm going to park right in this spot right here. I think this is a good spot. Now that I have so much solar. Okay. There's no good, like, there's no good place on the other side. This is relatively flat. Let me just double check that I'm in my spot. Okay, all right, so there we go, back up. And I'm parked right next to the park store, so I'm gonna go check that out, go to the cafe, and then I'll go to the visitor center. It's only like a 2 or 3 miles around. It really doesn't take long. I need to put on my wide-brimmed hat. They have the best toilet with the best view is like halfway on the hiking trail. It's like a little porta potty, like composting toilet with a really good like view out the window. But I'm gonna go climb up the ladders and go check out the cliff dwellings and go do the loop. I think there's a longer loop you can do. I might do that as well, because I don't think I've done the longer loop. And then you just kind of loop around. So you go kind of counterclockwise, and not very busy at all on a Thursday, so really great. So let me go check everything out. So I've never been in the store, never been in the cafe, and then put on my hiking boots. I got these brand new, check these out, how cute they are. I got brand new Wellington boots, but I need to adjust them so they fit properly. They're a little, they feel a little weird because I'm not used to them, but I do need some rainy shoes. Anyway, this has been charging. I think it's almost charged. So I'm gonna put that on solar, finish it, let it finish charging. And then, that's the rest of my van. And I've got some salad for lunch, unless the cafe has something good. So, and there we go. Well, yay, good to be back. Okay, bye.